everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome to Bull City Hangout 929. Guy, our cook, is already here. Oh, my goodness. Hey, Guy. Let me make these announcements real quick. So I'm Pat Murray. I publish the Durham Skywriter, that's Durham, North Carolina's online community paper. I invite you to check it out at durhamskywriter.com. And with Bull City Hangout, basically, I tell you what's happening today in Durham, and then I invite you to join me on camera to hang out. And you might say, darn, I wanted to hang out, but somebody's already there. Well, I use StreamYard, so I'm actually broadcasting to Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope/Twitter at the same time. And because I'm using StreamYard, I can accommodate 10 people on screen. So don't be discouraged. If you ever see anybody on screen with me, you can always hop in as well. Unless, like in tomorrow's case, the space is reserved, because tomorrow's space is reserved. We'll be talking about mental health tomorrow. So let's get started with what's happening today in Durham. I will start out with the school tools page. It is Tuesday after all. And Durham Public Schools, they give away back lunches for young people ages 18 and under at 25 different schools. Just to go to the nearest school to your house or wherever you are. And that can be found again on the school tools page. That's on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 11 until 12:30. So you don't have a lot of time left, but if the nearest school is close to you, then definitely hop over there. All righty, let's go to the word page. That's the government and nonprofit information page. And by the way, I'm reading from these various pages, but there's more pages than what I'm letting on. So again, check it out at durhamskywriter.com. Okay, let's see. As always, I will mention that the city of Durham has a water hardship fund to help people who have fallen behind in their water bill. Also DSS. They have an emergency fund to help you with your rent or mortgage payment if your job has been affected by COVID-19. Read about those on the word page and other ways that you can get and give help here in Durham. Okay, also, let me tell you about Durham Technical Community College's Small Business Center. Wonderful webinars from across the state. So let's see what's going on today. Got a bunch to tell you about. So let's see. Today is the 29th. So at 1 o'clock, how to write an uncommonly effective website that engages your customers. That's promising a lot. That starts at 1 o'clock this afternoon. So go to the word page and scroll down to Durham Tech Small Business Center and register for whatever webinars you want to attend. There's so many that I can't possibly list them all. So I have decided to show 3 webinars per day for the week. That's the best way I can do it because there are dozens upon dozens. So I encourage you to go to the actual website. The link is on the word page and see what I've left out. Also happening today, LinkedIn for Business. That's a good one. A lot of people are sleeping on LinkedIn, as Alice Fuller likes to say. And that's going to be at 6:30, from 6:30 until 8 this evening. Also this evening, grant seeking, grant writing. It's going to be tonight from 6 until 8:30. And again, all of this is free. So be sure to check these out. Now, tomorrow morning, how to optimize Small Business Saturday in your community. A lot of people have like second Saturdays like we do, where they encourage people to come downtown or wherever to shop locally. So that's going to be tomorrow from 8 until 9:30 a.m. Also tomorrow morning, grant writing, what the pros know. Okay, and that starts at 10:30. All right, that is a lot. Let's scroll down to SCORE and see what's new with them. SCORE is the Service Corps of Retired Executives. See, I have memorized it finally. Yes. And these are older folks that know everything there is to know about running a business. They have free mentorship and also free webinars. So let's see what webinars on offer. And that is today at 1 o'clock, concrete strategies to boost your sleep and double your business impact. Okay. That starts at 1 o'clock this afternoon. If you're curious like I am, you might want to check that out. Okay, now let's go to the health events page. And as always, I have COVID-19 information, where to get tested for free, et cetera, et cetera. And then I have reactivated the big blue Health Events button. So let's click on that and see what support group meetings are being offered. Let's see. Let me scroll down to 29. Okay, scrolling slowly. The Durham County Department of Public Health, they're having a webinar, Addiction 101. That is going to be this afternoon from 2 until 2:30. Learn about the various types of addiction, including food addiction. Believe it or not, that can be an addiction as well. Learn how addictions work, how they take over, and also how to reach out to resources for treatment and recovery. It's free, of course. It's by the Durham County Department of Public Health, and that is this afternoon from 2 until 2:30. Also, the next meeting of the Younger Onset Support Group, that's meeting tonight, online, of course, 7 until 8:30. Younger onset, that refers to the early onset Alzheimer's. And that's scary because people in their 40s can come down with Alzheimer's. It's different from the ones that the older people get. This is more vascular. I don't understand it all. But if it affects you and your family, definitely attend that meeting at 7 o'clock this evening. Now, tomorrow, the Durham County of Public Health, they're really jumping in with these webinars. I really appreciate this. Keep your mind sharp at any age. That's tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. They say that you might not get dementia if you keep your mind active. I don't know how true that is because my aunt and my dad were both active and they both got Alzheimer's. Who knows? Nobody knows. But anyway, learn how to keep your mind sharp at any age tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. All righty, I think that's pretty much it. Oh, one more thing. The American Red Cross, they're hosting a blood drive tomorrow morning, actually all day tomorrow, starting at 11 o'clock until 5 at the streets at South Point in the lower level center court over there by Nordstrom. And again, that is from 11 until 5. You can make an appointment if you want, or you can just stroll in and, you might be there shopping, looking around anyway. People are just dying to get out of the house. So if it takes going to a blood drive to get you out of the house, so be it. There you go. Now let's go to the senior page. It's called Senior Scope. They're having a drive tomorrow, and it's called the Everyday Essentials Supply Drive. So if you can help older people who are in need, as you know, a lot of older people can't even get out, and especially they're not encouraged to go out because of COVID-19. So if you are able to help out, that would be awesome. So the Durham Center for Senior Life over there on Rigsby behind and across the street from McDonald's downtown, what they're suggesting, disinfectant, wipes and sprays, hand sanitizer, and I saw it resurface at Dollar Tree, just to let you know, boxes of tissues, paper towels, bleach, hand soap, body wash, lotions, deodorant, household cleaning products, whatever you can spare, they would appreciate it. And that is, again, tomorrow from 9 until noon. All right, let's see. Let's go to the gardening page. It's called Garden Shed. Let's click on that real quick. I think there's only one thing I wanted to mention, and that is Do Gardens. They have these wonderful webinars, of course. COVID-19, what can I say? So tomorrow, no, this is today, 1:30 until 3, the Wow Factor, planning for winter garden views. They're thinking ahead of winter gardens. So that is going to be from 1:30 until 3. It's $14. But if you are a member of Do Gardens, it's free for you. All righty. And I think the last page, let's go to the legal page. What the heck? I'd like to tell you about Kids Voting Durham. They have this countdown to Election Day, weekly activities that you and your kids can participate in. It's just to make voting a family thing. So with today being Tuesday, you should get something. If you're on the list, you should get something today. So check it out on the Legal Ease page. It's Kids Voting Durham's Countdown to Election Day. If you get on the list, they send this out to you via, the internet. It's not anything that you'll get in the mail, more like email. All righty. Let's go to the Let's Go page, and that is the calendar of events page, and see what's going on. All right, as we speak, the Nehemiah Christian Center is giving away free bag lunches, and that is from noon until 1. They do this on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. The Nehemiah Christian Center is on Mangum downtown, so be sure if you are in need to stop by there. Also, let me scroll up. Yes, the Durham County Sheriff's Office, they have their rabies vaccination clinic, so your dog or cat can get the rabies shot. $10 cash, exact change. And that is this afternoon from 2 until 3:30. Do call and make an appointment. They do this on Tuesdays and Thursdays mornings. They have a morning session and then an afternoon session. All righty, let's see what else is going on today. New Visions of Africa restaurant. Ooh, my throat is dry. They're giving away free snacks and meals from 3 until 6. So head out there if you are in need. Again, no strings attached. Well, they do ask that you wear a mask because there might be a line. There's a lot of people in need. Marvis Fun has her beginners line dance class this evening. Super fun from 7 until 8. Information, as I said, on the Let's Go page. Okay, the Durham Mayor's Hispanic and Latino Committee, they're hosting Mi Casa es Su Casa, that's my house is your house. And that's an online conversation about what's happening today in Durham and I guess in Durham in general. So that is this evening. Of course, it's going to be in Spanish. So that will start at 7 o'clock. Details are on the Let's Go page. You Can Vote, that's a nonprofit that distributes information about voting rights. They're having a screening of Answering the Call, the American Struggle for the Right to Vote. That is going to be a film, 7 o'clock screening time. You can learn what happened on the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma, Alabama, 55 years ago. Learn more about the late Congressman John Lewis. Also, you can participate in the discussion that will follow. And that will start at 7 o'clock this evening. All righty, and I told you about the blood drive, okay, tomorrow. And the bag lunches, told you about that at Nehemiah tomorrow at noon. Okay, so that should be it. So I do hope you share this out so that more people will find out what's happening today in Durham. Also, I'm opening up advertising again. So if you'd like to advertise in Durham Skywriter, I'm opening that back up because the economy is slowly opening back up, more or less. So a couple of my advertisers have rejoined, and I appreciate that. I really do. Through this lens and Chicken Hut. All right. Now, it's 79 and cloudy. It's going up to 81. We can expect rain and even storms later this afternoon. And then tomorrow it's going to be sunny and 72, which is perfection. Okay, it looks like Guy's still there. Let's see what's going on with Guy, our cook, from the Guy, our Cook Report. Guy, what's going on?
Well, when one of your parents passes away, you're going to be as busy as a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs. You get my meaning?
Yeah, I know. Condolences. Yeah.
Yesterday, well, I was going to come by yesterday. I was on the phone on hold to the mortgage company. His mom had a mortgage on her home.
Okay.
I was up to here. Already been on hold 18 minutes, right?
Wow.
So your show was coming. I said, oh, I'm not going to do it today. Then the phone started ringing. The one I had on hold, it can still ring, right?
Okay.
And it was my brother-in-law. And he brought up an interesting point. He was calling me. I'm the geek in the family, right? He was calling me because Norton's antivirus was coming up on his computer and said, oh, you've got to fix your auto pay. It's not going through right. And he said, why am I forced to have auto pay? Why can't I just get an email that says, hey, it's coming due. You need to pay the freight.
Yeah.
Instead of it just bang, automatically coming out of his bank account.
Yeah,
so,
I like that. Yeah.
So I said, you need to talk to Norton about that because I can't do anything about it other than talk to your financial institution to say, when the auto pay for Norton comes in, don't pay it. Semantic can just redo their process. Speaking of processes, you mentioned you're going to get advertising going again.
Yeah.
Perfect timing. Because you know why?
Why?
Oops.
Fourth
quarter is happening.
Oh,
if you're not putting in place your advertising plan for fourth quarter, today you need to start. Okay, not last week, not I can wait till next month. Right now, get it going because your competitors are doing it. Okay,
absolutely.
They're putting those pieces of the puzzle together. There's a number of different posts and stuff I've been reading recently about 8 tips. These are the things you got to make sure that you're doing, et cetera, et cetera. So I think that you're gearing up your advertising campaign and setting out the media kit and so forth. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And I want to say a quick hello to Tachi. In fact, Mediascope is tomorrow. She does Mediascope on Wednesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern from Facebook Live and Periscope and WJMS on Radio Online and LinkedIn. Fun show. Tech.
And so how does she get to all of those? Does she use Open Broadcaster then to get all those streams?
I don't know. But she can let us know. She can type it or join us or whatever.
Yeah, I would think she could, being that fourth quarter's coming up and all that, like we just said, it'd be good to know.
Yeah, so she deals with tech and pop culture and all those fun things. She probably uses something like, what did you say, OBS?
Open Broadcast System.
Yeah, she probably uses something like that. I'm not sure. I just use straight up StreamYard because it's simple.
If it works, don't fix it.
Yeah,
that's my motto.
It's simple. I'm broadcasting to YouTube, Facebook, and Periscope, Twitter at the same time. Easily, that's good enough for me.
Yep.
For now.
And as important as
Restream. Oh, I've heard of Restream. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, did she just type it in?
Yeah, she uses Restream.
Oh, I gotta see that. Now, how come she can type in comments and I can't?
Because you are technically with me on StreamYard, probably. If I
wasn't in this set, the studio, if I wasn't live in the studio, then I would have that option.
Well, if you if you had another device and could watch yourself on Facebook, then you could type in, but then you'd be very confused because of the delay. That's why I tell people to, once they join me, don't try not to pay attention to Facebook. So she's Restream with StreamYard. Okay.
Yeah.
And Wirecast. I've heard of that too.
You're right.
I don't know how to connect all that stuff. It's fine.
Let's speak of things we've heard about. The other day you told me about Video Ask.
Yes.
2 things I've learned about Video Ask.
Okay.
One, I was looking at the Video Ask interface and the plans and so forth. And it said, if you want to get this in Polish, click here. And I'm going, why don't they have like French, German, Spanish, all the
probably from Eastern Europe then.
It's from Poland.
Awesome.
That's it. They're from Poland.
I know one word. Dziękuję is thank you. That's all I know.
You're ahead of me.
Shout out to Warsaw.
Amen.
Just saying.
So the other thing I've learned about is
Poland. That's mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. Go ahead.
The Video Ask video that you put in, and then you say, give me your answer, and then you go to the next step, right? And the next step. They're kind of like little bitty video questions linked together, and then the respondent can get back to you with text or with video and some other way, I forget. And that is the potential for a great big huge outline. I mean, they give you a 20-minute video ask allowance per month. And I've been really, really, really conservative on what I've done. And with that in mind, if you're looking at ways to interact with potential clients, video ask might be something to add to the list of things to see and do. I'm pretty excited about it because of the fact.
I'm glad I told you about it. It's a good way to gather information. And let me just tell the audience that Video Ask is an app, and you basically make a mini video and ask a question via video ask. And then the people watching can answer you with their own video or with text or audio. But everybody else, they don't see everybody's. It's not a social media type thing. It's not like you're sharing what's your favorite TV show. This is a great way to get information from people, and they know that their answer is safe and not everybody's going to see their answer. It's a good way to, if you're a journalist like I am, to ask a general question and get people to respond if it corresponds with, like for example, are you having problems with the bus? The bus is going too fast down your street and causing car accident. I don't know. And then people can say, yeah, the number 10 route has a problem on the corner of this and that. Yeah, so it's a good way to gather information and contacts as well. It's really great. It's called Video Ask. Check it out.
The other thing,
and it's free. It's free.
This morning I got an email from Network Solutions that said your domain 𝗕𝗓𝗟𝗓.com is going to expire. Well, I haven't done anything with 𝗕𝗓𝗟𝗓.com for over a year now, and I, spank me or whatever. Anyway, I want to keep that name. Back in the 90s, they said in the future, the day is coming when you're going to want to have patmurray.com, just because. Okay. Or Patricia Murray. And I'm not going to tell you that that's available, because one time a guy.
There are so many Patricia A. Murrays in the world, guys.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
There was a guy that I used to go fishing with, and he said, "Hey, I want to register my name." I said, "Oh yeah, no problem. We'll get that." So I went to do his name. It was taken. His name wasn't like Melvin Farquhar Bookcon III or something. It was a pretty common name. But after that adventure, I bet you that even Melvin Farquhar Bookcon III is taken.
You never know.
Yeah. So, and the adventures that I've had since last talking with you, the Network Solutions people sent me an email, said you got to renew. $40. I went
40.
Nah.
Should be 10.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Well, I don't know. I'm thinking they're trolling for people that don't know what they're doing. I mean, God forbid there's people that are paying $40 to renew a domain name.
Actually, I got a notice that one of my domains, early domains, was about to expire. And I spoke to someone, and they said, actually, because I was in that period where I was in extreme financial distress.
Yes.
I couldn't spare they wanted like $100 or something. Yeah, I knew I'd signed up at 10. And so I explained to her, and she said, well, don't worry about it. She says, just let it expire. She says, it's an unusual name. Let it expire and then sign up for it. Wait a certain amount of time, like a month or something like that.
60 days.
Okay. Normally. And then sign up again for $10. That's what I did. You just have to be careful. If you let people know you've lost your domain, and they might grab it just out of spite.
Right.
So don't tell anybody.
Well, 𝗕𝗓𝗟𝗓.com happened. I tried to get 𝗕𝗓𝗟𝗓.com years ago. There's some, like you're saying, there's always a doppelganger out there with your same name. And there's some guy that's really big with the CenturyLink phone company named Guy Cook. And so I went to register the name. Oh, some guy in California's got it. So I emailed him and I said, hey, how come your name isn't even Guy Cook? Why do you have this name? Why are you sitting on it? Well, Guy Cook's a friend of mine and he might want to use it someday. So that's how Guy R. Cook became the
That's weird.
domain. Well,
it's really weird.
We live in weird times.
Remember,
to say something's weird in 2020 is everybody else is going to say, "Oh, another one."
Remember in the early days of the internet when people were snatching up names like Sears and holding the domains hostage for like I don't know about millions, but lots of money.
Yeah. I know a real estate person where I used to live in Kitsap County, and she did that. She went and found everybody that was like a big deal in real estate in that area. Like we'll say Joe Smith. It wasn't a name, but she would register joesmith.com. And then
so
not say anything about it, but then when Joe Smith wants to register the name, she'd say, "Oh, you want to buy that name from me?"
Mm-hmm.
Well, she got found out, and let's say this: the real estate community let her know in some secret magic way that was not going to happen anymore. Let those names go back.
Wow.
And you're done. That was a great plan, but we ain't playing. So
okay, now.
So
and I think it was made illegal anyway because people were registering Sears.com and Target.com and NBC.com.
Yeah.
You know, before they even had realized that, you know, these folks had done so. Yeah, I think it's slick. I mean, it's not legal, but
yeah,
it is slick.
Now, as far as registering a name, one of the idiosyncrasies I see a lot is people will have, we'll pick on Joe Smith. We're going to make him famous. Joe's a web developer, and he builds a website for him. He builds the city of Durham, North Carolina's website. And guess what? He registers himself as the administrative contact, the person of decision making for that domain name. Probably not a city.
That's not good.
But other people. Yeah. Let's see.
People be absolute rogues.
Oh, such language. You know, there's a joke I did. You know, I do a joke for the senior center when I get lunches.
Okay.
You know why they separated the turkey and the chicken out in the yard?
No.
Foul play.
I should have seen that coming.
And so the turkey, they had him come in the house and they kicked that turkey out of the house. You know why?
Why?
Foul language.
You're really
I'll
bad,
stop. I'll stop.
That's really terrible. Oh my God.
It's a dad joke. Okay.
Somebody told me that the turkey. Wait. Oh shoot. I lost it. The word for turkey in some country is Peru. You know, like Turkey's a country, right?
Right.
But there's some country, I don't know what country, they call what we call turkey, they call it Peru. Which I think is kind of weird. But anyway.
Well, you better Google
that's not even
that
a joke. That's not even a joke. But anyway. I followed your instructions, Sir Cook.
Yes.
I opened a business Pinterest account.
Okay.
And it just so happened that Kim Garst is she was having a show earlier today about Pinterest and the value of putting in little videos on Pinterest for visibility and for driving people to your website.
Reach. Yeah.
And I typed out that Guy R. Cook told me the exact same thing, and I did so this weekend.
Bazinga.
I haven't uploaded any. I need to make some videos, don't I? But yeah, I will be making.
You have videos that you've already made.
Yeah, but what I want to do though, I want to make short, cute, not necessarily cute. Some of them might be issue driven, but 60-second videos using really cool software to make it like real professional looking.
Yeah.
And start invading Instagram with that, and also Pinterest.
How do we say that name?
Oh, Tachi. That's her nickname. Her nickname is Tachi. Her full name is Chetachi. Nigerian name.
Okay.
Professor Chetachi.
She's endorsed the Pinterest thing.
Yes.
Absolutely right.
I can't wait to dive in.
The next thing you want to do on top of that, after you got that done, because you have it done, link that site to your Google Webmaster Tools.
Okay.
Then you have a backup audit of the performance, because when 𝗕𝗓𝗟𝗓.com has a video that says, hey, you need to check out the gardening section of the Durham Skywriter. I think you're going to like what you see. Bazinga, it's done. That's all you got to say. And then you point that video in Pinterest. They say, well, where does this click through to? Well, guess what? It's the destination is going to be 𝗕𝗓𝗟𝗓.com whack gardening page, whatever the URL is.
Okay,
And
I'm going to do that for sure.
then with your Webmaster Tools, you can determine where your clicks are coming from, right?
Okay, I'm writing this down.
So if the gardening page or the legal page or whatever is hot is getting all the juice in the tank, you want to be sure you add down in the footer, oh, if you're interested in contacting Durham Skywriter about advertising on this page, blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
I did that. One of the sites I manage, I put a donation link at the bottom of every page after discovering it's US Route 6, and their maps page, their history page, is getting great big amounts of traffic.
Okay.
There was no link. So we fixed it.
So this donation widget or app or whatever, does that work for you?
Yeah.
I need to try that.
Yeah.
I really need to try that. Because people have asked me how they can help. I always say take out an ad, but not everybody is running a business.
Right, right.
So
you can have donations set up. I would use the interface at PayPal. 2 reasons. It works. It's free.
Actually, some people use, I'm sure you know about this, paypal.me/ and then whatever amount you want, like $5. And it works because the person doesn't have to have a PayPal account to use paypal.me. I'm not sure how. I think it's paypal.me, probably dot, and then your name or whatever, because it has to go to the right person.
Yeah.
So that's probably how it is. It's like paypal.me/ or dot @𝗕𝗓𝗟𝗓 or whatever.
I'm not using that.
And then
on Route 6, I just got a PayPal donation button that was.
But I'm just saying, with paypal.me, they don't have to have an account. I think the way you're doing it, they do have to have a PayPal account, right?
No. They can pay it with a PayPal, or they can pay it with a regular straight up credit card. No account needed. Check it out.
Corrected.
Better write that down.
Taken.
Get on that list. Write that down. PayPal.
No, that is ingrained in my mind already, because yes, that's good to know.
So how come Tachi isn't coming on it? Because
she's probably busy, because she Tachi, she's a professor and school is in session. She might be
she's doing that show and tell.
Well, she might be grading papers or reading something. Sheeta Huggins is here.
Let me burst your bubble. The professor that grades their own papers is a thing gone by. They have an assistant, a student intern that does that. They give them here's the test.
You know what, Guy? You're talking to someone who's in Durham, North Carolina. I don't know if you've ever heard of Measurement Incorporated. Measurement Incorporated is a company that hires people to grade papers and to read essays.
Oh, yeah.
There are schools from all over the country where the professors don't grade the papers or read the essays. They send them to Measurement Incorporated. The whole business is built on that. They have 2 shifts, in fact. I don't know about right now because of COVID-19, but they must make a gigantic amount of money because they just built a second building.
Right.
And they're big players here in Durham.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, she's getting ready to run a broadcast for a realtor that she does social media for. Okay,
We could do a
Tachi.
show on that too,
See you.
Tachi. Yeah.
Other people
There's,
doing social media for businesses. That's clever.
and Sheila Huggins that talked about Cash App
Mm-hmm. I
being
had that up
great.
there. Mm-hmm.
What's that? See, there's another person that's keeping it under their vest.
Cash App and Venmo is another one.
Yeah.
And I found out that a lot of banks take part in, because my sister was saying, why don't you have, I think she called it Veli.
Yeah.
I think it's called Veli. But I called SunTrust and they said that I do have access to Veli, but it's through their app.
Right.
It's a standalone app, but also some banks have it embedded in their systems as well.
Okay. Let's talk about banks and international.
Marvis is here. Zelly, thank you. I knew it wasn't Nelly.
So
And
what day?
wait, let me mention.
Okay.
Marvis has a class this evening, line dance class. I mentioned it already, but I just want to give her a shout out. Marvis Fun.
Now is it
7 o'clock.
Is the class face to face or is it virtual?
It's on Zoom, which is cool because she can play all the music she wants and not get thrown in jail. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Yeah. So what was I going to say?
I don't know, but I can. Marvis already knows that she can click on the link and join us at any time.
Yeah, Marvis, come on. Mm-hmm. You've heard of Stripe?
I use Stripe as well.
Okay. Mm-hmm. My bank knows that Stripe is international. Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's just like PayPal.
My Stripe wasn't going through. I pay monthly for one of the softwares I have, and it goes to Norway. Well, it went tilt. I changed banks to the bank here in Walla Walla, and Banner Bank says, "Well, you can't make international payments online. It's just not done." Because they're thinking we're going to get scammed, right? I said, it's $10. Well, if you go down to I swear to God, you go down to the branch in person, not on the phone.
During COVID-19.
Yeah. You have to make an appointment at the bank now to see anybody. But this was before that happened. This was last year.
Okay.
Before COVID. This is a PC, I call it, pre-COVID. And the bank manager had to go into his terminal, logged in as the branch manager, in order to say, well, what's this going to? And so I told him where it was, how much it was, and they made it be allowed.
$10. All that trouble for $10.
Yeah. So there you have it.
Well, I'll tell you, not to tell people I know's business and put it out on the street, but I have an elderly cousin who, this is so frustrating. SunTrust Bank has merged with BB&T Bank. It will be called Truist. They're still in the process of merging right now. In the meantime, whoever declares companies too large says you're so big now, you're like a monopoly. You have to siphon off some of your users. Unfortunately, my elderly cousin was one of the people getting siphoned to a new bank. So she's starting to get late notices from things that are being, so I have to figure out what the heck's going on. And she's at that age. Well, SunTrust is definitely still in business. BB&T, I don't know, because their building is gone, which was downtown. But that's the other one, First Horizon. I don't understand it. Yeah. But my elderly cousin is frustrated because she got a second notice that whatever bill was being paid automatically was not paid. And
Sheila just gave me an idea for a joke. Go ahead and finish that.
She's never been declared late, and she's at that age where you have to repeat things a lot.
Yeah.
And so she's so frustrated and she's in tears, and I'm like, don't worry about it, we'll straighten it out. And she's, but I got a second notice. And why did they siphon? There should be a notice, people over 80. from DJ.
Yeah.
Okay, wait a minute. That's Debbie from Washington, D.C. Okay, she is saying, okay, it's pronounced Zell, but spelled Zelly. Most banks have the service under transfers. Thank you, Debbie. Yes. Okay. See, I'm learning so much. And what was Sheila saying?
Sheila was talking about
growing pains. Yeah.
And the three names there. That's why they don't let YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter were going to merge, but they said no, you can't, because they wanted to call it U-Twit-Face when they got done, and it said no, I can't.
He's here all afternoon, folks.
I need to get an MP3 audio track of just that drum, like you.
Actually, I have it. I actually have it.
Oh, okay.
On YouTube.
Well, next week, stay tuned. Keep hanging out with the Durham Skywriter Afterglow like we're doing, and we're talking. We're learning a lot.
A lot of great stuff.
So
Debbie, I just wanted to, again, and I know you're busy. She has a really super cool job there in DC. But whenever you like, you can visit on Bull City Hangout. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
And
there's no cover charge. That's the third thing you need to point out.
No cover charge.
But we will
information, promote yourself, promote your business, whatever.
That's right.
You don't necessarily have to be in Durham, obviously, because
next
guys
month,
are all the way in Washington State.
Yeah, next month we're going to have I Survived Guys Jokes T-shirts for sale.
Speaking of T-shirts for sale, soon I'm going to put these for sale. Durham Skywriter. Ho.
Hey, that's, you were saying earlier about people that want to contribute to the effort, but they don't have an online business. They're not on Etsy or something. They don't sell things. That's one way they could support Durham Skywriter is
buy the shirt.
I used to do that. Gosh, what was that site? Was it? No, Zillow's real estate. But there was one of those online sites where you upload the image. Oh, Cafe Press. You upload the image.
They're not the best.
They would give you the opportunity to sell coffee mugs, T-shirts, whatever you put that image on. And
Printful is the way to go. Printful.
Okay.
And they also have like little baby, the little cute little outfits, and they have the T-shirts.
Onesies. Those are called onesies. I'm a grandparent of two brand new granddaughters. And so I'm very familiar with onesies.
Actually, Marvis is saying I need a Durham Skywriter mask. Actually, they're very expensive.
Yeah, with this image on it.
They're very expensive though. They're very expensive.
Well, but you're just.
But wait a minute, I can go through Printful. Okay, let me tell you about Printful, and I'm going to check Printful because they probably have masks by now. Printful is on-demand printing. So if I wanted to sell this shirt, and I do, so I could charge $20 for it. You upload your design.
Right.
And everybody who wants to sell T-shirts should know about this. Although I do also want to promote the notion of doing business with local printers as well. Right. But with Printful and companies like that, they take a pretty large cut, but they're doing all the work. Custom ink. Okay, I'm going to look into that and see what that is. Let me write that down, because for some reason the YouTube comments disappear after the show ends. Custom link. But basically, like if I wanted to sell this for $20, Printful would get like $13. But then they're taking the design, they're putting on the shirt, they're mailing it out, handling the returns if there are returns. So they're doing all the work. I'm just uploading the design. So I would make like $7 from each shirt, which is fine because I'm not doing any work. I just designed it.
Yeah.
So that might be a good way, because in the olden days you had to buy every size, every color, and you'd have T-shirts all over your house, in the shed, the garage, under your bed. But with the on-demand, they're ordering it as if they're ordering something from Amazon.
Yep. And they can pick the size and the color. Yep.
And then you look in your bank account, it's like, oh, money in my bank account.
Yes, this is a good thing. Custom ink. I haven't heard of custom ink.
Yeah, I'm actually going to check that out.
But
I'm already doing business with Printful, I just haven't
Years ago.
finished setting up the website yet.
Years ago, true story.
Mm-hmm.
I had a company, Internet Marketing and Consulting Services. And a lady down at the bottom of the hill from where I lived was a silk screener, a darn good silk screener.
Mm-hmm.
She says, you know, I don't have a budget, but I want you to do some stuff for me. So she said, I'll give you a dozen ball caps with Internet Marketing Consulting on the front.
Mm-hmm.
If you do blah, blah, blah. And so I thought about it. I said, why not? I'll get that hat. Time marched on. In 1998, I worked as a reseller for a company called 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟 in California.
Okay.
They sold web hosting and so forth. So anyway, they were getting ready to be sold to a bigger company.
Mm-hmm.
And they invited the top 10 resellers. I was one of those 10. Which was pretty good because there was like 40,000 people to pick from.
Wow.
And I think it's because I sold 5 in one day.
Mm-hmm.
That's my guess. Anyway, or else they just liked me. So I took a hat with me to California, put it on the desk of the receptionist that I knew pretty good. Oh, our plane arrived in the middle of the night. Oh, hi, Barb.
Happy birthday. Today's Barb's birthday.
Oh,
Happy
it is?
birthday.
Gosh,
Happy birthday, Barb.
Hey, Barb, I'll have to owe you the birthday spank. And I you know, the COVID stuff, I can't get down to Oregon now. But it's only, I could go down and back in a day. It's that close. Anyway, what was I saying?
I have no idea. Oh, you took the cap with you.
Oh, yeah. I took the hat with me to 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟 in California. And our plane got there in the middle of the night. And you know how the hotel will send a little shuttle, like SUV, to come pick you up at the airport. Mm-hmm. So we flew into Beverly Hills Airport, not the big LA airport. Flew in. Mm-hmm. And the guy that was with me was good buddies with one of the support engineers. And he says, hey, you should come with me. We're going to get a tour of the inside goings on, all the cubicles and stuff, where the night shift works. Because there are people there 24/7. But all the principals aren't there. So we went to 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟𝗧, and I put the hat on to the desk. Mm-hmm. I sent her a message when I got back later. I said, you now have possession of the only Internet Marketing and Consulting Services hat in all of California.
In the world.
Yeah.
Oh, California.
And all of California. And then I went into the whiteboards for all the principals, and they had all the stuff they're going to work, and do.
Yeah.
I erased to the top corner. I put, Guy R. Cook's coming to town.
Did you ever answer the back door?
Cool.
Oh, I got to answer the back door. The dogs were going off, and I
did
really
hear
need
some
to know.
Dogs. Yeah.
Yeah. When I go to the delivery company and say, just set the groceries on the porch, and when you're done, just slap the side of the house, and the dogs will let us know. You don't need to knock.
Okay.
So you have a good day.
You too. Go tend to your puppies.
Good luck working on the.
And thanks for your knowledge, as always. If anybody else was to hop in, you can do so. Thanks a lot, Guy.
Yeah, I think we should make a list up of all the people that we need to invite back, like Chachi and Barb Tomlin. She does.
Everybody. Yeah. Everybody.
Yeah. So
everybody can join.
Consider this a warning. You're going to get spammed. I'll email you until you show up and go on camera. Yeah, we're hanging out and we're learning stuff. Because I learned about, what did I learn about? Custom ink. That's it.
Custom ink.
And when you guys mention these names, it would help a ton if you put the URL into this comment.
Oh.
I mean, I can Google custom ink, but something generic as that. Uh-oh, my phone just went off.
Here's some results from the web.
Okay.
Oh, they just showed me, but they're not showing me results that have to do with what Sheila talked about. So there you have it.
There you go.
Have a good one.
You too, Guy. See you.
Adios.
All right. Awesome. So, Barb's going on later. Okay, let's see. Oh, cool. Okay, so Barb, you're going on live, but I hope I'm back home because I'm actually going to talk with someone at 1:30. Well, you're out west. 10:30 your time. Fraser from Scotland is here. Let's see what's going on with Fraser. Oh, and Sheila, I understand it wouldn't. Oh, you're on YouTube. Yeah, you can't add web addresses on YouTube. Point well taken.
Hello.
Fraser, what's new?
How's it going?
How's Scotland? How's your online radio, Double Mint Radio going?
It's getting there. It's because we're seven. It's got to be. It's a hard push. It's 7 weeks. We're in 7 weeks 7, so we're getting there. It's
Okay.
It's like anything with media. It's you've got to. It's just marketing it and pushing it out there the best you can.
Well, I enjoyed it because I listened to it. I didn't tune in at a time that an actual show was airing, but I got to hear some nice, it was like Indian flavored indie music.
Yeah, it's Indian music. It's royalty-free music we're playing through the station. So
it's nice.
To do commercial music, you have to have a license and things. So it just gives your time to sort of, it basically supports them by playing it, so which is good. So that's great.
And we're talking about Fraser's new venture, Double Mint Radio, and it's a cool idea. Shows from people from different countries on internet radio.
Yes, I mean it's not just mine. Jamie, if it wasn't for Jamie Bowles, who runs the BGMS, she's the woman in the know. She's the experience. So it's currently I'm learning. It's a new we can do podcasting, but when it comes to radio, it's a different side, a different animal. There's a lot of work into it, so it's learning for me as well. So it's not. I'm not taking any credit for this. I'm doing what I know.
We're still learning, and there's money to be made, right? Because there's advertising.
I mean, it's obviously. I think it's just. I mean, anything new, you've got to get traction, and the more traction you get, the more attractive it is for advertisers.
Thanks for the Durham Skywriter. Always looking forward to people wanting to advertise for sure.
So it is a process, like anything really. But no, look, it's like any new startup business. You're gonna, we're just been in the communication with a guy called 𝗕𝗓𝗓 𝗔𝗓𝗓 who's in Edinburgh, and he has a clothing line called Gents Menswear, and it's like it's not just you can resell it. It's not just women. It's not gents clothes. It's women's. Excuse me, and you can hats, sportswear, and it's for men and women. It can be bought in America and also here. So it's a kind of he's going to come up. We had a bit of a chat and come up with something to be a sponsor and offer.
You should have a fashion show.
Well, yeah, there's not many shows, live events happening at the moment here.
No, I mean an online fashion show with royalty-free music.
Good idea. We could, it's tough to do it. It's going to be a very empty fashion show kind of thing because you've got.
No, it's okay because when you watch fashion shows, I've seen some fashion shows where all of the attention is on the runway, and you do get some of the people that are up close, but most of the attention is on the models. So I don't think it matters that much because the lights are such that they're really bright on the models. They're really focused, and the rest is kind of dark.
So you could do a socially distant fashion show.
You can do that too.
It's just pretty much. I'm sure you can figure something out. But,
I think that would be fun because, like I said, there's lots of royalty-free music that's really hip.
Yeah, we've Ewan does also mixing as well. He's studying quite a lot. He's at college. He works part time, but also does. He's doing stage, not tech.
The tech stuff,
technical stage regarding. And he's also got this, so he does mixing as well when it comes to music.
See, I've noticed. Now I don't know what's going on in Scotland, but here in North Carolina, well, at least Durham. Things are opening up really slowly, and people are also. I've also noticed a lot of people have been just waiting for this to end, and it's occurring to people it's not going to end soon. So it's kind of like there's been a flurry of more online activities as people realize I can't wait this out. I've got to do something. Well, so people are starting to put on online events in much greater numbers.
Well, here it's okay. We've got a lot of cases, and there has been some deaths, but it's not like it was when it was at its peak, when it was really going thousands, hundreds of people a day.
Sure.
So and maybe and with this time of year, you get cases now. You're going to get cases of cold, flu,
Sure.
other illnesses that people die from and they're maybe putting it down as COVID, and but there's lots of cases rising, yes, but it's just that they're putting us all on people in quarantine or lockdown. Here they've restricted us, so basically I can't go. See, the thing is, this is the most stupidest rule ever. My sister literally just lives at my back door, so I go out my back door and I take a 10-second walk across a street, and I go to my sister's. But I can't go into my sister's house as a family member, but I can go in as a tradesman.
What? Well, just tell them that since you own your own cleaning company, that you're cleaning your sister's house.
Exactly.
That's weird, though.
Exactly. It's weird, but so you can have umpteen tradesmen around your house to do some work, but you can't have your
family member.
I say you're my family member, for example. I can't come and visit you, but I can come and do some work for you. I can't come, but you can have tradesmen around. I can go meet you for coffee at a table, which is probably about a meter apart, if that, and have a coffee with you. I can go to a restaurant when there's lots of other people around us, generally not that far apart, but you can't come into your house. So it's just the rules are a bit cuckoo, but it's just.
Well, they're trying to keep people safe, though. I mean, they're not trying to be mean.
No, I understand, but there's a different. What problem in the UK is there's been rules for England, rules for Wales, rules for Northern Ireland, rules for Scotland, different because of the devolved governments. And what they're doing is you're getting in England they were opening things a bit quicker than they did up in Scotland. Now gyms are open earlier, gyms are now open here. Soft play centres for kids are open in England, but they're not open here yet. Okay. So on one hand, what they've done is with the new rules, they're having a curfew, so certain things have to be like pubs and restaurants have to be closed by 10 o'clock. So that's it. So after 10 o'clock, that's it, nothing.
That's when the music starts.
Exactly. So this is the problem. So this is where they're trying to keep businesses ticking over.
Yeah.
But there's still things that are still shut. They're kind of trying to say, well, we'll try and keep you open and keep you functioning. But in this hand, we'll strangle you by keeping you closed, and people are crying out to open.
It's crazy.
And they're like, what do you want? Yeah, you can't. We're getting to a stage where we're all just fed up. I want to go things.
Yeah, I know people are freaking out.
It's just
I think one of the southern states, I think it's Florida. I think they're opening absolutely everything now. I mean, everything is just wide open now. I think it's Florida. Or was it Georgia? I think it's Florida. I'm not sure.
Open up, get back to the office, get back to work, because there's office buildings just literally sitting empty. Okay, if you've got an underlying health problem or you're vulnerable, yes, you don't. But if you're healthy, and there's people who, there's a show I listen to in the mornings, and it's called Talk Radio, but it's a guy called Mike Graham. It's from 10 o'clock, which is 5 o'clock in the morning Eastern. And it's called the Independent Republic of Mike Graham, and it's the home of common sense, how they promote the show. But it's talking common sense. If they're testing a lot of things, that people are getting tested who are just asymptomatic, so they're not sick. And then you have to, if you're testing, you have to quarantine. It's all and they're closing things. It's just like silly. So there's a lot of people who don't have symptoms, but they need to just give this herd immunity, get it on with it. People are going to get colds and flu, and you're going to think it's cold, and it's not. And it's just ruining people's lives.
I think we're just doing the best we can. I mean, that's all I can say.
But
the problem is,
just get back.
The frustrating thing is, you see an event happening on the news with lots of people, and then a week later, you hear about all the cases of COVID-19, and it's like. They opened schools up. I think this was a North Carolina child. It wasn't a Durham child, but they opened up the schools and the children went back. Within 7 days, some poor family's first grader died from COVID-19. It only took 7 days. And I'm like, I don't know. I mean, you can look at numbers and say, oh, well, the numbers aren't that bad. But then when it's your child, your grandmother, I mean, it's a big deal.
It is a big deal. It's
a very big deal.
It's a very great area at the moment. I think it might just have to come to the case. It may just have to actually just get back on. Everyone just has to go back to some sort of normality and run. You're going to get it.
I don't know.
People are going to get it. I don't know. You may not get it,
Yeah.
but it's like many other people die from lots of other things, not just in general.
Oh yeah, well, people have to die from something eventually,
Yeah.
but still.
But also, but on the other side, also, but what the knock-on effect of all these kind of restrictions in countries at the moment, especially over here, is a knock-on effect to people who are like waiting for cancer treatments, waiting for operations.
Oh yeah, I heard that they've been a lot of people's plans and operations have been put on hold. Yeah,
so
that's
operations.
bad.
So there's people who are desperate. I mean, there's a woman who phoned into the radio show. She had pins in her leg that she had a reaction to. She had to get them taken out, but everyone's on hold.
Yeah.
I mean, I was meant to have had a hernia operation at some point, but that's not happening anytime soon. Whatever. So things are just.
I
So
know.
what they're saying on the media, they're saying that the hospitals and all the hospitals are sloughed out, but you're hearing from nurses who work in the hospitals, they're saying they're quiet as anything. It's like a ghost town. There's nothing happening. They're not as busy as they're saying they are busy. They're not busy because obviously
Of course, when they're saying busy, that might mean something very different than what you and I would call busy.
If you think about it,
because here's the thing, though, Fraser.
Yeah.
Hospitals are money-making operations, and on a good day, on a normal day, they are 85% at 85% capacity. That's a good day. That's a normal day. So that's why they're playing it so safe. Because if a bunch of people come down with COVID-19, the hospitals would be overrun because ideally they're already running at 85% capacity because they've got to make money too.
Yeah.
So that's why they're being so overly cautious. And I can't say they're wrong. I'm not in the medical profession, but I know what it's like to lose a loved one too soon.
I know. Yeah, it's horrible. Yeah. But if you've got nurses who are within the field and saying the place is dead, it's like there's nobody in. But because all these people who would be filling these beds because of the operations or treatments, they are on hold because they would be busy, but it's not. So it's getting to the stage. I'd understand if the death rate was probably several hundred a day still, lock us down, do what you have to do. But it's more just cases. I think it's come to the stage that maybe we have built up a slight herd immunity, and maybe things are not as going to be.
But we have no sense here in the USA, so it's going to take us a much longer time to recover than you guys, because it wasn't taken seriously at all. Yeah. And so many people are convinced that it's not a big deal, and those are the ones who are going out and Anyway, I actually have to get ready for an interview.
I thought you're doing an interview. Brilliant.
Yeah. So I'd love that you dropped by. And again, go ahead and promote Double Mint Radio one more time for us.
Okay. Partnered up with Jamie Bowles, who's the owner of WJMS Radio. And so she's the one with the know. Basically created Double Mint Radio, it's like a sister station, your fresh, inspiring station 24/7 Emerson. Offer fresh content, teaching, education, uplifting kind of side, supporting indie artists, royalty-free music. So it's aim is to sort of like a sister station in the UK, but provide supports, gives an avenue or a door for people in America who might want to try and promote their brand over here, and vice versa, in a way to support each other. And that's it's a process, 7 weeks.
So you're looking for show hosts, and you're looking for independent artists, unsigned artists.
Unsigned artists, royalty-free music, people who might want just to want their music played. Show hosts, we are going to we'll put a list out of who what kind of shows we're looking at. We do have a couple of health shows. We've got one health show already. We've got another one starting. We're just we've got one politics show. We're looking maybe for another politics show, maybe. We've got a small marketing podcast, but we could do with another marketing podcast maybe. So just, we're trying not oversaturated, but just have a nice mix. And in between we can slot in other stuff. But it's a process. It's a challenge, and it's I think any business. I mean, when you're starting any business, it's figuring out the jigsaw puzzle and putting it together, and just hopefully getting a.
I can't remember where I went to listen to it. Where do people go to
You
find
can
it?
listen to it on your Alexa. I'm just going. My Alexa's going to go off. You can listen. You can say to Alexa, start double. Alexa, stop. You can say to your thingy, and you can say start Doublemint Radio. You can use Streamer app. The reason why we're on Streamer is because TuneIn.
I think that's how I found it.
The reason why we couldn't use TuneIn because they weren't accepting new radio stations, so hence they're on the Streamer app, and you can listen via the website basically as well.
Cool.
So that's
okay, Fraser.
Anyway,
well, thanks for dropping by. What time is it in Scotland right now?
6:05. I missed the man himself, Mr.
Dinner
Fishing.
time.
Well, I'm about to go and I've got to a court. I'm going to go to Aldi, do some shopping, go to the gym, and come back. So.
Did you know, folks? Okay, he said Aldi, right? I just watched a show about Aldi and how it's a German-owned store, and that it was a family operation, and then, as what often happens or sometimes happens with German businesses, there's infighting between siblings, so they split the company in half. So there's an Aldi's North and an Aldi's South. So Aldi's South is what we know is Aldi's here in the USA. Aldi's North over here is known as Trader Joe's. I did not know that they were related.
Interesting to know that.
Yeah, so there you go. Another thing to learn.
There you go. Yeah, it's amazing. Listen, I won't keep you. To everyone who's watching, thank you. It's good to keep supporting the Bill Durham Notes, Durham Skywriter, and
Thank you, Fraser.
Advertising our paper. And
thank you.
Right, take it easy. And,
take care, Fraser. See you soon.
Your trusty one.
Yep.
Trusty. See you later.
And Tachi loves Aldi. I'm trying to think. There was an Aldi in Inglewood, or near Inglewood in Chicago. I think I went to it once. And if I'm not mistaken, I think you bag your own groceries. Where am I getting my stores? I think you bag your own groceries at Aldi's. And then Trader Joe is kind of like upmarket, kind of like, not fancy, but kind of like, well, I've been to Trader Joe's. There's one in Chicago, but it opened after I moved away from Chicago. But we have one in Chapel Hill, which is next door to Durham. And Trader Joe to me is like, I don't mean this in a derogatory fashion, but it reminds me of a store for hippies. And I'm saying that in a positive way. It's just very colorful and very kind of artsy, kind of offbeat, kind of, the perfect store for Hyde Park, which is where it is in Chicago, or one of them in Chicago. And actually, it fits Chapel Hill's profile, too. It's kind of hippie-ish, kind of, not new age. Boutique is a good word. Marvis, thank you. It's kind of boutique-ish, if that's a word. So anyway, I don't want to be late. I don't want to make the people wait. I am going to conduct an interview at 1:30, and that's in about 20 minutes. So you have a beautiful day. Roll call, as Alice Fuller likes to do. I think Tachi does it as well. So Marvis, thank you. Thank you, Tachi. Thank you, Barb. And happy birthday. Thank you, Sheila. Let's see, who else? Thank you, Debbie. And of course, Guy, and of course, Fraser, who both joined me on camera. Let's see. I think that's it. And people were watching me on both Facebook and YouTube. I appreciate that. Yesterday, I got a hello from Periscope, which was really cool. So anyway, you have a beautiful day. If you're in Durham, just know that later this afternoon, rain and thunderstorms going up to 81. It feels like it's 81. It feels really humid. And then tomorrow is going to be 72 and sunny. And don't forget Marvis Fun. Check out Marvis Fun. Line dance class tonight, 7 o'clock. It's on Zoom, which means you can play all of that great music without getting in trouble, which is awesome. So I will see you guys tomorrow at noon. Ciao for now.